Here's the secret most people don't tell you about desire. It's not about what you say in bed. It's about how you move, the little teasing gestures that make him completely captivated, the subtle naughty movements that build tension between words, and the way your body does all the talking. When you master this, he won't just notice, he'll be hooked, mesmerized, and craving more before he even realizes why. Confidence is one of the most powerful tools you can bring into any intimate situation, and it is far more magnetic than any technique, position, or word ever could be. It is the silent signal that communicates desire, self-assuredness, and control without you having to say a single thing. When you carry yourself with confidence, your presence alone becomes intoxicating, drawing attention and creating an energy that is impossible to ignore. Confidence is not about perfection or being flawless. It is about being fully comfortable in your own skin, embracing your body and your desires without hesitation or apology. When you move through a space with certainty, when you allow yourself to take up space and own it, every gesture you make becomes charged with intention. That intention is what makes every movement alluring. A confident glance, a purposeful touch, or even the simple act of leaning in slowly can communicate volumes. It sends a clear message. You know what you want, you value yourself, and you expect to be cherished and desired in return. This energy is magnetic because it is rare. In a world where so many people second-guess themselves, overthink, or hold back, someone who moves with genuine confidence stands out immediately. Confidence creates a gravitational pull because it signals strength, self-respect, and authenticity, and these qualities are universally attractive. It is not about dominating the other person. It is about commanding your own presence in a way that naturally invites attention and admiration. Confidence also changes the way touch and movement are perceived. A simple gesture, like brushing a hand along an arm or pressing closer during a playful moment, becomes infinitely more powerful when executed with self-assuredness. There is no awkward hesitation, no self-consciousness, just a fluid, natural motion that speaks volumes. The subtle cues of confidence, steady eye contact, relaxed posture, and unhurried movements work together to create an aura of desirability. These cues tell the other person that you are present, engaged, and intentional. They feel that you are fully in control of your own experience, and by extension, create a space where they can be drawn in safely and willingly. Confidence is also intimately tied to vulnerability. Ironically, the more comfortable you are with yourself, the easier it becomes to let your guard down, to explore desire openly, and to express intimacy authentically. A confident person does not hide behind insecurities or mask their intentions. They are aware of their own power and charm, and they allow that awareness to flow naturally through their body language and energy. In moments of intimacy, this confidence translates into a magnetic presence that is impossible to resist. It allows you to take the lead subtly, guiding the energy of the interaction with small, intentional gestures that communicate attraction and curiosity. You do not need to force it or exaggerate it. Genuine confidence is quiet yet undeniable, powerful yet effortless. It creates an environment where desire can flourish because it signals self-respect, clarity, and an understanding of your own worth. When confidence is present, every movement becomes more compelling, every touch more meaningful, and every glance more intense. It is the foundation upon which all other aspects of attraction and intimacy are built, and it is the quality that consistently draws people in, making them want to engage, explore, and respond in kind. Subtle teasing is one of the most effective ways to build tension and desire in an intimate setting, and it is a skill that goes far beyond playful joking or surface-level flirtation. Teasing is about creating anticipation, a push and pull pull that keeps someone on edge, wanting more, and fully engaged with your presence. It works because it activates curiosity, and the human brain is naturally drawn to what is just slightly out of reach or unknown. By using gentle, deliberate teasing, you can guide the energy of an interaction without saying a single explicit word. It can be as simple as a soft brush of the fingers along a shoulder, a lingering look that holds a question in the eyes, or a slow, intentional movement that hints at desire without fully revealing it. These small gestures create a psychological effect that amplifies attraction because they invite the other person to interpret, imagine, and anticipate what comes next. When teasing is subtle, it engages the imagination, which is far more powerful than direct stimulation alone. The beauty of subtle teasing is that it builds tension gradually, allowing desire to grow organically rather than being forced. It is the difference between giving someone everything at once and letting them savor each moment, each sensation, and each hint of possibility. This kind of teasing requires mindfulness and awareness of the other person's responses, paying attention to their reactions. The quickened breath, the slight shift closer, the gaze that lingers, is how you know you are hitting the right balance between playful and provocative. The timing of teasing is crucial. A slow, deliberate approach signals that you are confident and in control, and it increases the anticipation because nothing feels rushed or accidental. Subtle teasing also communicates that you are attentive and engaged, creating a dynamic where the interaction feels personal and intentional. It allows you to establish a rhythm of connection that is magnetic because it combines fun with intimacy, playfulness with desire. The energy created through teasing is contagious. It encourages the other person to mirror your movements, to lean in, and to become an active participant in the experience rather than a passive observer. When done with confidence and intention, teasing can transform even the smallest gestures into deeply meaningful interactions. A whispered word, a slow smile, or a barely there touch can speak volumes because it is paired with anticipation and uncertainty, which heightens emotional and physical engagement. Teasing is also about balance. It is the art of giving and withholding, of offering a glimpse of desire and then retreating just enough to make the other person crave more. This interplay creates a powerful rhythm that keeps the interaction electric and unpredictable. It is important to note that subtle teasing should always feel natural and authentic, not forced or contrived, because the genuine energy behind the gesture is what makes it irresistible. When teasing is done with intention, it conveys confidence, playfulness, and awareness, signaling to the other person that you are comfortable in your own skin and fully present in the moment. This type of energy is magnetic and intoxicating because it draws someone into a shared space of excitement and curiosity, where every movement and gesture becomes meaningful. The moments of anticipation created through subtle teasing are what linger in the mind long after the interaction ends, making the desire stronger and more compelling over time. It is not about manipulation or playing games. It is about creating a natural, irresistible tension that makes intimacy feel alive, electric, and deeply engaging. Body language is one of the most powerful tools in human connection, especially in moments of intimacy, because it communicates desire, attraction, and intention in ways that words alone never can. Every subtle movement of the body sends signals, consciously or unconsciously, that are picked up and interpreted by the other person. A glance that lingers, a tilt of the head, the way you position your shoulders, or even the way your fingers trace a surface can all convey curiosity, confidence, and interest. These nonverbal cues are often more honest than spoken words because they bypass the filters of language and social expectations, allowing the true emotions and desires to shine through. In intimate moments, body language is the bridge between emotional connection and physical desire. desire. When you are aware of how you move and how you present yourself, every gesture becomes intentional and every posture communicates a message of attraction. For example, leaning slightly forward when someone is speaking signals engagement and interest, while maintaining gentle eye contact conveys presence and attentiveness. Similarly, mirroring subtle movements can create a sense of rapport and synchronization, which intensifies the feeling of closeness and mutual understanding. The positioning of your body also plays a critical role in expressing desire and comfort. Open, relaxed postures indicate confidence and ease, inviting the other person to feel comfortable and engaged, while closed-off or tense postures can create distance and uncertainty. In the context of intimate moments, the way you use your hips, hands, and torso can convey a sensuality that words cannot replicate. Small, deliberate movements like a slow touch on the arm or a gentle shift closer can be far more provocative than anything explicitly stated. Body language is not just about physical gestures, it is about the energy you project through your entire being. The subtle rise and fall of your chest, the rhythm of your breathing, the way your gaze holds or shifts. All of these elements contribute to a magnetic presence that draws someone in effortlessly. It is also deeply connected to confidence, because when you are aware of your own body and comfortable in it, every movement feels intentional and appealing. Awareness of body language allows you to create a dynamic of push and pull, to tease, entice, and captivate without saying a single word. A lingering touch, a playful nudge, or a soft brush of hair from the face can carry immense weight in creating intimacy and desire. The beauty of body language is that it is multi-layered. It works on the conscious level, where gestures are noticed, and on the subconscious level, where subtle cues influence attraction and arousal without the other person even realizing why they feel drawn to you. This dual effect makes it a powerful tool for building tension, connection, and passion simultaneously. Moreover, body language communicates authenticity, because when your actions align with your emotions, they are perceived as genuine and compelling. Any discrepancy between words and gestures can create confusion, but when your body mirrors your intent, it amplifies the emotional and physical impact of the moment. By understanding and mastering your body language, you gain the ability to guide the energy of intimacy, to create anticipation, and to signal desire in a way that feels natural and effortless. Every glance, touch, and posture can become a form of communication, a language of attraction that transcends verbal expression and deepens the connection between two people. Varying the pace is one of the most subtle yet powerful ways to create tension, excitement, and anticipation in intimate moments, because it keeps the energy unpredictable and engages both the body and mind in a heightened state of awareness. When every movement is uniform or predictable, the interaction can quickly become monotonous, and the intensity of desire can diminish. By intentionally alternating between slow, deliberate motions and sudden, unexpected shifts, you introduce an element of surprise that stimulates curiosity and keeps attention fully focused on the experience. Slow movements allow for savoring, for building anticipation, and for amplifying the emotional and physical connection. They give space for the senses to fully engage, for touch, sight, and subtle sounds to register deeply. A slow brush of the hand, a gentle lean closer, or a deliberate glance can create moments of intimacy that linger, where every detail feels meaningful and charged with intention. In contrast, sudden or unexpected movements break the rhythm just enough to heighten excitement. A quick shift, a playful nudge, or a spontaneous gesture creates contrast, which intensifies the sensations already established by slower, more deliberate actions. This interplay between slow and fast, subtle and sudden, creates a dynamic that is psychologically stimulating because the brain is wired to respond to variation and novelty. When the pace changes, attention sharpens, anticipation builds, and desire is naturally amplified. Varying the pace also communicates confidence and presence because it signals that you are fully aware of the energy in the interaction and that you are intentionally guiding it. It is not about chaos or randomness. It is about control and awareness, about knowing how to use timing and movement to create maximum impact. The ability to shift rhythms seamlessly demonstrates mastery of your own body and the energy between you and your partner. This technique is particularly effective because it engages multiple senses simultaneously. Slow movements invite touch and observation, while sudden movements trigger emotional responses and physical reactions. The combination creates a heightened sense of immersion, where every gesture feels alive and meaningful. It also allows for a natural buildup of tension, as the mind and body are constantly adjusting to the subtle changes in tempo. Over time, these variations create a rhythm that feels electric, a dance of anticipation and release that is intensely stimulating and deeply memorable. Furthermore, varying the pace encourages active participation from both partners. The unpredictability invites engagement, making the other person more attuned to your movements and more responsive to the energy you are creating. It turns intimacy into a shared experience, where both individuals are fully present, curious, and excited by each shift in tempo. This approach can also make ordinary gestures feel extraordinary. A simple touch, when combined with intentional variations in speed and pressure, can convey desire, playfulness, or intensity far more effectively than uniform, predictable actions. It demonstrates awareness, creativity, and the ability to adapt, all of which are deeply attractive qualities in intimate contexts. Ultimately, varying the pace is about rhythm, tension, and the art of keeping desire alive. It is a form of nonverbal communication that engages the senses, stimulates anticipation, and deepens connection, making each moment more compelling, electric, and unforgettable. By understanding how to move with awareness and adjust tempo strategically, you can create an experience that feels alive, magnetic, and profoundly captivating. Using your curves strategically is one of the most powerful ways to express sensuality and attraction, because it draws attention naturally, communicates confidence, and highlights the aspects of your body that can captivate and engage another person on both a physical and psychological level. Curves are not just about shape, they are about movement, posture, and the way you present your body in space. Every subtle shift, arch, or lean can emphasize your natural lines, making gestures appear intentional, magnetic, and deeply alluring. When you move with awareness of your curves, you are effectively guiding attention in a way that feels effortless yet irresistible. Leaning into your hips, arching your back slightly, or allowing your shoulders to roll naturally during a gesture can create a sense of rhythm and flow that is deeply captivating. These movements are more than just visual. They communicate energy, presence, and desire. Strategic use of your curves is also about understanding how body language interacts with perception. By positioning yourself in ways that highlight natural contours, you draw the gaze without needing to say a word. It is a form of communication that speaks directly to instinct and attention, signaling confidence, comfort, and a strong sense of self. This is especially effective in intimate contexts because subtle visual cues can amplify attraction, making each movement feel intentional and charged with desire. The key is to be aware, not exaggerated, exaggerated. When you exaggerate, movements can feel forced or performative, which can lessen their impact. True strategic use of curves is about fluidity, grace, and control, allowing each gesture to feel natural while simultaneously heightening allure. For example, a slow lean forward combined with a gentle sway of the hips can create tension and anticipation in a way that is subtle yet incredibly effective. Similarly, shifting your weight from one leg to another, arching the back during a seated posture, or elongating the neck slightly during a gaze can create lines that naturally draw attention and emphasize the flow of your body. Using curves strategically also involves awareness of the interplay between movement and connection. How you align your body with another person, whether mirroring their gestures or creating slight contrast, can enhance intimacy and make your presence more magnetic. Small, intentional adjustments can signal engagement, curiosity, and attraction without needing words, which makes the interaction feel organic and deeply compelling. Breath and micro movements enhance the effect, as subtle rises and falls of the chest, gentle shifts in posture, or slight rotations of the torso amplify the natural curves and highlight the flow of energy between you and the other person. It is not about being overtly sexual or performative. It is about communicating confidence, playfulness, and presence through the way your body moves and occupies space. Strategic use of curves also enhances anticipation because it creates a sense of ebb and flow. The way you position yourself, combined with subtle gestures, keeps the energy dynamic, engaging, and unpredictable. This movement communicates that you are comfortable in your own skin, fully aware of your power to attract, and confident in expressing desire in a nuanced, intentional way. When applied thoughtfully, using your curves strategically transforms ordinary movements into a language of attraction, tension, and intimacy. Each posture, shift, or lean can convey playfulness, interest, or sensuality, making interactions feel electric and deeply memorable. It is a practice of awareness, confidence, and intentionality that turns natural physicality into a compelling form of non-verbal communication, drawing attention, creating desire, and amplifying connection at every level. Engaging the senses is one of the most powerful ways to create a deep and lasting connection in intimate moments because it goes beyond visual attraction and taps into the full spectrum of human perception, making the experience more immersive, memorable, and irresistible. Sight, touch, hearing, smell, and even subtle awareness of space and movement all play a role in how desire is communicated and received. By consciously engaging the senses, you amplify the impact of every gesture, every glance, and every movement, turning ordinary moments into extraordinary experiences. Vision is often the first sense we consider in attraction, but it is only the starting point. Eye contact, for example, is incredibly intimate because it communicates focus, presence, and interest. A lingering gaze can create a sense of connection and intensity that words often fail to convey, drawing someone in and signaling desire. Paired with subtle facial expressions, such as a soft smile, a raised eyebrow, or a playful glance, visual cues can ignite curiosity and anticipation, creating a magnetic pull that is hard to resist. Touch is equally critical because it establishes a physical connection that feels immediate and personal. The texture of your skin, the warmth of a hand, or the gentle pressure of a finger on an arm can communicate attention, care, and longing. Strategic touches, such as brushing against the hand, tracing a line along the shoulder, or a playful nudge, activate nerve endings and heighten sensitivity, creating moments that linger in memory and build anticipation for more. Hearing, though often overlooked, adds an additional layer of intimacy. The tone tone, rhythm, and subtle inflections of a voice, combined with soft sounds like laughter, sighs, or whispered words, contribute to a rich sensory environment that stimulates emotional and physical responses simultaneously. The cadence of your speech, when paired with intentional pauses and playful teasing, can create tension and desire that is felt as much as it is heard. Smell also plays a surprising yet powerful role in attraction because it is directly linked to memory and emotion. The natural scent of a person, combined with subtle fragrances or the warmth of shared space, can evoke feelings of comfort, excitement, and intimacy, amplifying the sense of closeness between two people. Engaging the senses is not only about individual input, but also about creating harmony and interplay between them. When visual cues, touch, sound, and subtle sense work together, they create a multi-dimensional experience that is immersive and compelling. Even subtle awareness of proximity, movement, and body energy enhances the sensory impact, making interactions feel alive, dynamic, and responsive. Conscious engagement of the senses requires attention and intention because it is easy to become distracted or unaware in moments of intimacy. By tuning in fully, noticing how the other person reacts to small gestures, and adjusting your own movements, you create a feedback loop that intensifies desire and connection. Each sensory interaction builds on the last, layering anticipation and heightening emotional and physical responsiveness. The most effective way to engage the senses is to combine subtlety with intentionality. Overstimulation or exaggerated gestures can feel overwhelming or forced, while understated, deliberate actions draw someone in gradually, making every touch, glance, and sound feel significant. This creates an environment where attraction and desire can flourish naturally, making the experience memorable, deeply intimate, and uniquely compelling. Engaging the senses is ultimately about presence, awareness, and intentionality, transforming ordinary moments into deeply felt, multi-sensory experiences that connect, captivate, and leave a lasting impression. At the end of the day, intimacy is not about techniques or tricks. It's about presence, confidence, and connection. When you move with awareness, tease with intention, use your body to communicate desire, vary the pace, embrace your natural curves, and engage every sense, you create an energy that is magnetic and unforgettable. These moments are not just about physical pleasure. They are about building tension, excitement, and a bond that keeps the other person coming back, eager and captivated. The power is in your awareness, your confidence, and the way you allow your body and energy to speak without words. When you master this, you don't just create desire, you create an experience so compelling, so alive, that it lingers in the mind, draws someone in completely, and leaves them craving more of your presence, your touch, and your essence every single time.